Derek, any update on Verana when he'll be available?
Yeah, still are out. Personal reasons. That's all I've been told. So I don't have a time frame or anything. Just told personal reasons, and he's out.
And Ernie and Haig?
Maintenance days. A couple block shots. It's just maintenance. We should have him again in practice for Thursday.
So you should be okay, numbers-wise.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have our 12 and 7, 12 and 6. Obviously, we have a week. Need anyone from Grand Rapids? They're right there.
Just the impact of the newcomers, the veterans. They at both ends of the ice, they've all made such an impact. What do you think? Why have they been able to integrate so fast?
Well, you look at someone like Kopp, you look at someone like Sherratt. I think Steve signed him with a purpose on improving our team defense. And they've done that. And then I just think it draws everyone else into the fight. Huge buy-in. Everyone's finding a role in the early part. They've been huge additions. And I think just a little bit as a free agent, you choose to sign here in the middle of trying to build something, you know what you're signed up for. So there's a little will in that. And I think they've accepted that challenge, if you will, or reality of why they chose to come here. And that's what they're trying to do. And I think they're helping us along with that process.
Derek, the league is full of guys with great skill and great shots, but not everybody's great on a power play. Like, what makes David Perron good on a power play? What is it about him?
Shooter, shoot first mentality. Obviously, the goal even scored. He walked in with a purpose, and then I think if you shoot first and there's some deception on passing it second, I think that's a good skill. He also, what I've appreciated, I've always watched him on the half wall there, and obviously the success St. Louis has had on the power play, he was a big part of it. But he has an ability to recover pucks and keep play alive on the power play, which is something I think that's a overlooked skill also. So I'm just happy with the power play. I know we've talked, there's a little frustration from our guys in the first two games going over, but we had looks, and you knew it was just a matter of time. And even on our first or second look there, we had the open net back door, great save by Quick. So we were getting those chances, it was just a matter of time. You go through these stretches with the power play where it's struggling and it's not getting looks. That wasn't our case over the last three games, and it finally cashed in for us last night.
You hate to play the schedule game again, but it's like another 4-day break here between games. Is that less than ideal, Derek, or just do what you got to do?
Yeah, and I don't mind it. It just feels back to the regular NHL schedule pre-COVID, where you're going to have these breaks in it. You're playing 3 and 4 out of the get-go. Don't mind the 3 days in between games. So I think there's going to be a little more of this. Like, it just felt like the last couple of years it was go, 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 back to back, 3 and 4. No time to practice. You're kind of going on the fly. Now it's a little more traditional, that schedule maybe pre-COVID, where you're going to have some pockets like this, get a chance to detail some things out. You saw him practice today. A little slower practice, we were able to detail some things out, which you don't usually have that luxury.
Did you anticipate Olli Mata being so involved offensively?
No, but I just think it's part of us playing on our toes. And again, sometimes you think that offensive D-man, it's jumping in the rush or beating people out of the zone, like Cale Makar creates his own offense out of his zone going north. Sometimes it's just supporting it and being up in the play as part of our structure. I think he's doing that. Simple, it's predictable, and he's helping us along with our offense.
With those 3 new guys on defense, it's a nice luxury to have 3 veterans being able to pair them with 3 younger guys if they kind of been almost like a calming influence.
Absolutely. And again, those 3 vets, those signings, their purpose is to be simple. I think even in the recruiting process and free agency, we want a simple, predictable, safer D, committed to keeping our net more so than putting it in the net, and they've fit that role.
What do you learn about young guys or what can they learn from a 3 and 4 like this as they're coming into the league, or and some may have played in the past, but just as for you, with your experience with them?
Fighting through things, fighting through tired. For example, Saturday, we were tired in that second period, and it's understandable. We're playing on a back-to-back with travel. They were sitting on us, and we were on our heels in the second. How are you going to handle that? You're going to fight through it, which we did and got rewarded. 3 and 4 last night, you saw there's moments in that game we didn't have the same pop we did in those first 2 games. Probably some tired legs. Tired legs lead to mental fatigue, leads to mistakes, and I give our guys a ton of credit. We fought through it last night. Weird game. We could never get momentum. We would score, they would score immediately. We have a huge penalty kill, they score right after. We could never get momentum, but obviously we found a way and got a big point out of it.
When Dylan's play there, what goes through your mind on the bench?
I was in I'm no different. I see the play develop, a little bit of a bad bounce in the neutral zone. We just got our 6 out there. Probably had to pull them without possession because of the situation. And it ends up, you see Arvidsson going it all alone. I'm the same way, like, missed opportunity, game over. And then he makes this amazing effort play, and just it gives you a little spark. Like, it almost feels like, hey, maybe we're going to get it. You'd play like that. Sure enough, we do. But, I talked to Dylan this morning. It felt that play was symbolic of what we're trying to do. Never give up, fight through things. And he did it, and we got rewarded for it. So I think a good moment to build off.
What's your general philosophy when it comes to pulling a guy pulling the goalie at the end of the game? I know some coaches are more aggressive, some people. What's your general philosophy when you look at it as far as?
I try to be black and white on the numbers our analytics team gives us, because that's real. I mean, that's research, that's hours upon hours of success when on a goalie pull, the greatest odds of scoring. But it's obviously, hockey's not black and white. You need to set up who you want out there. It's tough to get there, flow of the game. The guys we wanted on our 6-on-5, we probably overplayed a little bit in that 6-5 4-minute mark. You saw we gave Joe Velino a shift with about 3 minutes left, just to give everyone a breather and set up our goalie pull. So, I'd like to go by the book and trust the work our analytics team does. But at the same time, I think there's a little gut and feel on where it's at. Very comfortable when we got him out last night. Wanted to get him out earlier. Just the way the game went, we weren't able to. And sure enough, we got our opportunity set up late in the game and cashed in.
Does the analytics on that, is it something that only applies to you guys, or is it something where if a certain team has an opponent has a different tendency, or they ice the puck? Like, is it something that plays into the opponent, or is it just a Red Wings based?
No, that's a standard pretty much for the league. Even the Lightning numbers, without sharing exacts, because people want to be private in what they do. They weren't far off. They were different, which I think is a reality of where different teams are with their analytics. But the numbers are fairly standard. It's just a matter of maybe feel. Coaches can still have a gut instinct and feel when you want to do it. There's sometimes we have no juice, we have no energy. We might need a spark. It might come earlier. There's times where you can feel it coming, and you may wait. Like, we may get one in that gray area 5-on-5 because we're pushing. So the numbers are there. It's like anything else in analytics. It's just another tool. And now it's just you kind of put that in with the feel and go from there.
Last night's game to maybe watch or review the film or go over things. Was there anything else that really stood out to you last night, or much of the same close game?
No, that's a remarkable question, because I actually reflected back on it this morning exactly like that. Last night I left there. Disappointed is definitely not the word, but we gave up 4 goals in regulation. You score 4 goals at home, you should win. And if we want to get anywhere as a team, we need to win when we score 4 goals at home. So we had some holes in our game with our track. We had some holes in our game with our D-zone coverage. We hand-gifted them some offense, which we don't want to be that team. And then you watch it back, and the fight, the resiliency, the guts our guys played to hang in that game. We didn't have our legs. You can tell we didn't have pop, and we just kept fighting. I mean, you trail a game 3 times from the middle of the game on. You trail a game going into the third. You trail a game with 3 minutes left. The numbers prove it. You don't get a point, and our guys just fought, kept in there, and got that point. So you're probably looking at the immediate. As a coach, I'm disappointed in some plays we left out there and some holes. You sleep on it, you watch it back. Pretty darn proud of that group last night and getting that point and how they hung in there. Thanks, guys.
To ask you